and digimperialbeach.com. It is my pleasure today to talk with Mr. James Floros, the CEO and Director of the San Diego Food Bank. Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
Good afternoon to you as well.
Very good. Would you tell me a little bit about yourself? Did you get into this particular field of interest?
Well, I am actually a career nonprofit guy. I started working nonprofit right out of college, and so a 32-year nonprofit professional, and I've been with the San Diego Food Bank now for about 4 years.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And what can you tell us a little bit about what the food bank does in San Diego?
Well, a lot of people are surprised to learn how many people in San Diego County are actually food insecure. We estimate that about 460,000 people that don't know where the next meal is coming from, or they don't have a reliable source of food. Surprisingly, the San Diego Food Bank feeds over 370,000 people every month.
Oh my goodness, yes, I can imagine. It seems to be an overwhelming prospect right now. What type of programs do you offer at the food bank?
Well, when we kind of boil down what we're doing as an agency and who really our service population is, people generally relate food bank to being serving the homeless. And while we do that, it's less than 10% of our service population. So our service population, the term most commonly used, is working poor. People struggling to get by. 2/3 of our service recipients actually have a wage earner in the home. So working poor, seniors on a fixed income, children living in poverty, and surprisingly, we serve active duty military, their dependents, and veterans every month. So we have a wide variety of different types of programs. Some are focused on seniors, some are focused on fresh produce, and some are focused on our nonprofit partners, because we actually provide food to more than 400 nonprofits.
I can believe that. I really can. Let's see. How much food do you figure you distribute? Like, do you have an idea of
we
poundage and so forth?
we track it down to the can. We are supply chain at its best. And if anybody or your listeners, viewers want to come up to our warehouse on Miramar Road and see, where it all happens, but we have a 90,000 square foot warehouse, and we generally last year we pushed through 22 million pounds of food.
Oh my goodness, that's just a tremendous amount. It's amazing to me how much is available to the individuals who are less than sufficient in their diet.
Right, and a lot of people are surprised to learn that of that 22 million pounds, over 7 million of that was fresh produce.
Oh, and that's just wonderful. It appears to have a wastage problem with a lot of food, fresh food, and we'd
That's
like
true.
to. What are your thoughts on that? Do you have anything like a program that's available that's like no waste?
Yeah, we call it Fresh Rescue or Food Rescue, and so we do a lot of that. Some things people are surprised also that those expiration dates, those best used by dates by food, those are generally created by the manufacturer because they want you to throw the product away and buy more. So the amount of perfectly good food that's thrown away each year is in the billions of dollars, and the same goes to fresh produce. Only about 30% of fresh produce that's grown actually makes it in the grocery store. Things that are too small, too wrong shape, a funny bump, or what have you. So it has been cheaper for those farmers to actually destroy that product than it is to get it to a food bank. But we have this program called Farm to Family, where we actually get what we call ugly produce, and we buy that for 12 cents a pound and then distribute it to the community.
Marvelous, marvelous. And that brings up another thing. The Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Act, and a lot of people are totally unaware of this, and I guess it's been around since 1996.
Right.
How do you express that to agencies that you're helping, that they are able to donate without fear of liability?
Yeah, there's actually some some legislative work to actually even tighten that up or actually create more of an incentive, because like I said, there's all this great product that's pretty good. People say, oh, we're going to get sued, and we can't do it. Well, you're protected under this Good Samaritan Act, and so let us figure it out.
Yes.
We get people who donate expired food, we'll take it. That Food Rescue, we'll take that product, we'll inspect it. We have food handling certificates and training. We go by USDA standards, so let us determine what's good and what's not.
And is there, how would they find out about those types of programs, the food handler?
SanDiegoFoodBank.org.
Okay,
and we have a pretty great staff, and we have different people. We have a full-time nutritionist on staff. So if they're not sure, just reach out to the San Diego Food Bank, either call us or email us, and then we'll get you the information that you need.
And what are some of the other aspects of food sustainability, such as how are you interacting with the schools, if you are, to cut down on the child obesity and children who are at school with no food, therefore they can't really think well.
That's kind of our sweet spot. We really don't consider ourselves a food bank anymore. We really evolved into a nutrition bank because nutrition-related diseases linked to poverty, and when people have less resources, they can afford high sugar, high salt, high fat, but they have a hard time affording protein and fresh produce. So we really want to focus on children and having children be healthy children. There's a kind of a catchphrase in the food bank world: if you don't eat, you can't learn. If you don't learn, you can't earn. We realize there's kids whose brains aren't developing. They're not eating before school, not eating over the weekends, so they're not paying attention. So it means they're not getting a good education, which means they're not going to get a good job, which means they're not going to be able to support their family, which means they're going to be dependent on the food banks. That's the cycle of poverty. So for us, the science of what we're doing is that we believe that education is a major vehicle to breaking the cycle of poverty, and childhood education starts with childhood nutrition. So we don't distribute soda, no sugar, only healthy food. We have recipe cards. We evaluate everything we distribute. We work really closely with the schools because there are children who receive meals during the week through the free and reduced lunch program. It's a federal program, but that's just a Monday through Friday. And we have a lot of kids in our community, especially elementary age school kids, that their last meal of the week is on Friday, and then these kids don't eat all weekend until they come back to school on Monday. So we have a program called the Backpack Program, and we give these kids a backpack of food on Friday, gets them through the weekend, and then Monday morning they come back to school, and they turn in the empty backpack, and the next Friday we do it all over again. We work with the school system during the summer lunch program, providing fresh produce and whatnot, so that kids and families have more access to food over the summer months as well.
Wonderful. How do students and their families participate in this? Is there something that they have to sign up for at the school?
Well, with the backpack program, we work with the school and the school officials, and they determine which kids that they think are most needy of the program. Usually it's a school nurse or administrator, because they know which kids are underperforming, absenteeism. You hear stories about teachers that have kids and they actually buy food out of their own pocket just to know what kids aren't eating, and they're kind of just taking up space. So we work heavily with each individual school.
Very good, very good. And do any of the schools that you are aware of and that you are partnered with, do they do any of the programs where the students can grow? They have like a community garden at their school?
Many schools have community gardens, and we'll support that. Sometimes they'll do like a mock farmer's market or what have you, because what we also want to do, and we've done that, is that you want to teach kids, because a lot of times their taste buds are ingrained on high sugar, high salt, high fat, and that's what they really it's really the desire. So we're trying to kind of change that by introducing different types of fruit and vegetables at the school level, and then they can go home and tell their parents about it, and then we can provide that product to them, and so kind of make the entire family healthy.
Wonderful, wonderful. And getting back to the food bank itself, what type of products do you provide to the food pantries where you distribute?
Pretty much you name it, we do it. I mean, we do 22 million pounds of food. About a quarter of that is food that we buy in bulk. We buy these 2,000-pound totes of rice and beans and oatmeal, repack it in 1-pound bags. We do all our food drives. We did 7 million pounds of fresh produce. So it's a wide variety of product, but again, it's all really created and distributed with the idea of being healthy.
Very good. I'm interested in knowing for you to provide us with an address where people can contact the food bank, and hopefully a phone number also.
Yes, well, SanDiegoFoodBank.org. Everything we do there. We have a huge volunteer base. We have over 20,000 registered volunteers. It's a major part of our supply chain. So we have volunteers in 6 days a week, 4 nights a week, and they range from Girl Scout troops to Harvard Alumni Association. So we need volunteers. We need people to host a food drive. If people have needs, they can either go on our website or they can call 211, and they'll tell them where their nearest emergency feeding site is. We also sign people up for CalFresh, which is better known as, it used to be called food stamps, and actually it's called SNAP. So we sign people up for CalFresh. So if people are in need or want to know how they can help or how they can get involved with all the cool things we have going on, SanDiegoFoodBank.org will kind of set you free.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for speaking with me today, Mr. Flores. And this is Linda signing off from the Talk of San Diego and Dig Imperial Beach. We'll see you later.